Hello and welcome to Cooking with Marjorie. Right, yesterday we had a big leg of lamb for lunch, and so today I'm going to make a shepherd's pie because we've got some left over. So I've got 600 grams here of cold lamb from my leg yesterday, and what I'm going to do is start off by making the mash for the shepherd's pie. So I've got 8 potatoes. I mean, it's very difficult to give you exact amounts, it depends how much mash you like on your shepherd's pie basically, but one of the things I feel with potatoes is particularly for mash, it's a complete waste of time peeling them. I'm perfectly happy having some peel in my mash. In fact, I think it gives it some texture and tastes really nice. So I've got my 8 potatoes which are cut into sort of large cubes, and I am going to put them into my saucepan here and get the mashed potato on the go. Right, this water, I brought up the boil earlier, so it's ready for the potatoes to go in. Just be careful if you brought it up the boil and you start putting things in that it splashes back at you. There we go. Right, so we can just leave that bubbling away and put a bit of salt in. Just a little bit, not too much. There we go. Right, next thing is that I need to cut everything up. I better tell you the ingredients for the shepherd's pie. So we've got 500-600 grams of cold lamb. And then I've got one very large onion, or you can use a couple of onions. And I'm using 3 decent sized carrots, a clove of garlic. What else have I got? Some Worcestershire sauce, and some ketchup, and some wine. I can have a sip of. And this recipe, the Maggi mix, makes the whole difference. It just makes life much easier. So start off with your vegetables. So I'm just going to quickly peel my onion. Good old onions. Here we go. And then I'm going to just Maggi mix them. They're a bit noisy. There we are. Get on with this. We're into November now. It's all dark outside, and I have to say I'm not a real winter fan, but anyway. I've got my nice cooker all nice and hot. Keep me nice and warm. Right, so I quarter my onions before I put them into the Maggi mix. Give them a quick whiz. I don't want them teeny tiny. I do it on pulse, so that they're not reduced to a pulp. You know, you've still got some texture. Now, you can, at this point, you're going to fry your onions and you're going to fry your cold lamb and your carrots. And you can use olive oil or vegetable oil, whatever you want. But I when I'm cooking a roast, I take the fat off the roast once it's cooked, and I keep it in a big pot in my fridge. It's a slightly old-fashioned thing to do probably. And I use it now to, instead of oil, I'm going to put this into my frying pan, and I think it gives a little bit more flavour to everything. But it's really not essential. Okay. Right, this hob is really, really hot, so my potatoes are actually bubbling away in a rather exciting manner, so I'm just going to move them over. Actually, I'm going to put them on the gas hob, which I find easy to control, but I know I'm spoiled having all the options of how I'm going to cook. I should probably put my potatoes into a bigger pan, and then I wouldn't have had the problem. Anyway, there we go. Right. So I'm going to melt my fat in my frying pan, and then we're going to add these onions. Then I'm going to add the carrots. And if I've got celery, I will usually add some celery as well, chopped up celery. Delicious. Great way of getting lots of vegetables, just enjoying lots of veg in your food, this recipe. When my children were younger, it was the way I would make sure I would put in sort of double quantities of carrots, things like that. Right, so I'm going to just get the vegetables frying away. Just trying to get a bit of colour and flavour into your shepherd's pie. Right, now I'm going to, my carrots, I'm not going to peel them, a bit like my potatoes. You know, they're not dirty. If I got them straight out of the garden or something, I would obviously wash them and top and tailing them, cutting them into big chunks, shoving them in the Magimix, food processor, whatever you have. You can obviously do all this by hand, but this just makes it much easier. It's just so lovely and easy. Takes a minute. So I'm going to add my carrots to my onions. Okay. I have to say this shepherd's pie is one of my all-time favourite things to eat. It reminds me of my childhood. My mum used to always make the most delicious pie. So I'm very, very fond of it. Okay. Right, you're now going to add your meat and chop up your meat. And again, you don't want to chop it too finely. You don't want it to end up as a mush. You need it to have texture. So often you can do this by hand, but again, I'm being a bit lazy, so I'm just putting my meat in. Don't add too much at a time, or your blade will get stuck. Alright, just going to get rid of this so that I've got somewhere to put my peelings. So I've got a bowl to put the mince into, because that's essential for your creative. Keep an eye on this, yeah? Okay. So the texture I've got, it's like mince, you can't see this, but it's not too fine, it's still defined bits of meat, cut bits of meat. When you're adding, if you've got a big chunk of meat like this, make sure that you just cut it to reduce the size, because your food processor won't manage it. Let's do a little bit more. Much better to do a little at a time than all at once. The other thing that this is, it's nice to have if you can, a little bit of gravy. If you've got some gravy, it's a good way of using up your gravy. And you can add, you know, if you've got some meats that you had the day before, some cooked whole vegetables, I sometimes will add those in as well. But if you want to do it sort of just slightly fresher tasting, then it's nice to do it with the carrots and the onions. Okay. With the carrots and onions, you're just sweating them a bit. Maybe get a little bit of colour just beginning, but you're not burning them. I'm going to add some a clove of garlic as well to the onion and carrots. And I'm just going to cut this garlic clove up quickly. I should probably use a smaller knife and make it easier. I'm not the greatest knife. Cutter, whatever. Okay, so I've just chopped my garlic up again into, you know, small pieces, very small little bits. And I'm going to add that as a nice big juicy clove of garlic into my onion and carrot. Alright, let's just give that a stir around. And it's just looking a little bit dry, so I think I'm just going to add a little bit of fat into a bit more fat into the frying pan. And again, please, use the oil that you feel comfortable. I know everyone has a bit of an issue with fats. I personally think it makes a whole difference to your roast potatoes and to this shepherd's pie, but that's just me. Okay. So that is going to just let's get rid of some of this gunk. Wash that up later. Right, now I'm going to add my mince. And what you're trying to do with your mince is to get some colour to it, some more colour, some deep browny bits, some really nice, I don't know why, it just gives it that extra taste in your shepherd's pie. So I'm adding all that mince. As I do that, I can see that I've got one bit here that hasn't really been minced at all, so I'm just going to hand cut that. Okay, I'll add that. There we are. And then I'm going to give this a good fry. In fact, I'm going to put it on a slightly hotter. Oh, if I drop my glasses. I'm going to put this on a slightly hotter side of my cooker here. And get this really browning away nicely. Give it a really good mix. Get the onions and the carrots properly mixed in with your meat. In lots of my recipes, I haven't gone on about seasoning. It's because salt and pepper, as far as I'm concerned, is very much up to you as an individual, what kind of things, how you like things to taste. So it's always important to taste your food, and if you think it needs salt and pepper, then add salt and pepper. Sometimes you can add lemon juice instead of salt, and it will just perk up a dish. Makes a tremendous difference, just a squeeze of lemon. I always have lemons here. Not my shepherd's pie, but in other things. Right. So I can hear that now bubbling away, or frying away I should say. I'm not standing here just with no point. I'm going to add, well, it needs a tiny bit more colour. So give it another stir. That's fine. Now I'm going to add half a glass of red wine. So you want the pan to be nice and hot so the alcohol evaporates. Again, stir that in. Now this 500 grams of leftover meat with 3 carrots and an onion is going to make shepherd's pie for about, well, I'm going to put it into 3 small pie dishes here, so that would probably be enough for 8 to 10 people. So it's a very, very economical dish, and that's why Sunday roast, as far as I'm concerned, is so brilliant, because you can use them cold, and then you can have meals for 2 or 3 days afterwards. And I just think they're the most economical way of cooking. Right. Liam Perrin's Worcestershire, oh, I can't even say it, but anyway. Most wonderful ingredient. I frankly tend to just slumber it over, but 2 teaspoons is what you should probably put. And then once everything is amalgamated and stirred in and been cooking for a little bit, I will then taste it. Right, ketchup. We're going to add in a tablespoon. I had a tablespoon. Oh, I used it in here. That'll be alright. Okay, a tablespoon of ketchup. Oh, okay. There we are. Tablespoon of ketchup. And then I've got some old gravy from the lunch, so I'm going to add the gravy. And again, that just loosens up the meat a bit and adds delicious flavour. If you have no gravy and when you taste your shepherd's pie base, you feel it's a bit dry, just add a little bit of water. Or some stock. If you've got some stock, that's also obviously great. Right, so I'm just going to really stir this all in properly. Okay. Now, even with my gravy and my glass of wine, I think that this is looking a little bit in need of a little bit of water. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water. I don't want my shepherd's pie to be too dry. Okay, and now I'm just going to again stir it again, and then I'm going to taste it. So I've just got a teaspoonful. It'll be hot. It's okay, but it's not as good as it could be. I think it just needs a little bit more Worcestershire sauce and ketchup. So I'm just going to, I should think that was another 2 teaspoons. And I'll add another tablespoon of ketchup. Right, let me have my little ketchup. Right, okay, give that all a stir. Oh, it's looking really good and beginning to really smell nice. So I'm cooking this on quite a high heat, medium to high heat really. You know, cook your carrots and your onions maybe a little bit less fierce the heat until they've really got some colour, and then you've added your meat, and then it does need to cook properly. Right, let's give this a taste. Much better. Really yummy in fact. But I think I'm just going to add a little bit of pepper. And maybe a smidge of salt. Really not too much. And again, another stir. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to check my mashed potatoes. So, let's have a look. Yeah, they're perfect. Just ready for me out. So I've got my colander. So I'll just drain the potatoes. I drained them, I put them back into the saucepan, and I'm now going to add some butter and mash them. Alright. Oh, be careful. Oh, that was so stupid. Right, some butter. have butter for your mashed potatoes. It's just impossible to make mashed potatoes without butter. So I am adding probably 100 grams of butter to my 8 potatoes. It's really not an exact science. Do it exactly as you like. For your own personal taste. Some people add milk, some people add cream. Personally, for my shepherd's pie, I just add butter. I mash and add some pepper and salt probably. Although I've used salted butter, so I don't need that much. Okay. So there we are. Potato. I might give it a teaspoon here, I might just give it a taste. Oh, freshly made mashed potatoes, so yummy. That's delicious. Mine definitely doesn't need any salt, so I'm just going to add some pepper. There we go. One more mash. Made a right mess. Okay, and my shepherd's pie mix is now ready. So rinse the spoon off. Can we use that? Okay, let's just imagine it's out of the way. Glass of wine, very important. Okay, so I've got my 3 bowls. As far as I'm concerned, they need to be, you can use whatever shape bowl, you can set up all sorts of different ones. I'm going to freeze 2 of these and have one. But I think shepherd's pie needs to be deep with meat and less mash on the top. So I like sort of 2/3 meat to 1/3 potato. And I personally like quite a deep pie dish. Right, so you can see this has got a lovely rich colour now to it. Oh, and it smells yummy. Yum, 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 yum. So I'm going to fill up my pie dishes. There we go. Oh, it's just so lovely to have a shepherd's pie in the freezer. You can just bring it out. You can cook it from frozen. I'm making a mess now because I'm not concentrating. You can cook it from frozen or just defrost it and then reheat it. There's something so comforting, particularly in the winter, of shepherd's pie. Okay, so there we go. One more spoon, and then my last little pie dish. And the rest of it. There we go. There. Put that into the sink. So my mash will now just go on top. So you just, literally with the back of your spoon, flatten out your meat. And then you're going to add your mash. Now I think I probably made too much mash, but that's fine. I can use it tomorrow. I can make some fish cakes with it. Oh, so many things. Delicious potato cakes. It's just yummy. So I never ever worry about not having enough mash. My concern is always to have more than I need. Right, so I don't know how many spoons I've got there. Now I use a fork and just sort of create a little pattern like this, because when it gets cooked, it goes all kind of, if you put the fork through it, you get that lovely crinkly cooking to your potato, which again makes a huge difference to your shepherd's pie. If you're going to freeze anything, don't freeze it when it's hot. Let it cool down and then freeze it, because otherwise you're going to be putting immense heat into your freezer, and that can cause you contamination, problems with your frozen food. Right, so there we go. So I reckon these little pie dishes will feed 2 to 4, depending how hungry you are. And when you cook it, so now if I want to eat one of these tonight, I would now put it in the oven at 180 until the potatoes gone all lovely and crispy on the top, and some of that gravy from the meat starts to bubble up. Now that should take about 20 minutes to half an hour at 180. But, look at it. Cooking, I think people get too obsessed with recipes, and I do think that you need to start to cook and start to use your initiative and to start thinking, does it look cooked? Does it feel cooked? Does it smell cooked? And if that's the case, then that's fine. Okay, it's taken you 5 minutes more or 5 minutes less than your recipe said. But everyone's ovens are so different. So it's, everyone's dish is a different size. You put in more meat, more potato, less potato. So it's very important that you do things to suit you, and you check your food and do it as you would like. Anyway, enough of a lecture, but enjoy your shepherd's pie.